Hello, my name is Vidya Sadanandan, and I'm the sole proprietor of my enterprise, Meristem Intelligence. That's our logo, dressed up in golden stars like a galaxy. We've been growing because of me and in spite of me. This presentation is a bit long, but it's of work done over 45 years, and it's worth listening to because it's a story of growth and growing that's not ordinary, or at least, that's not what we are used to calling ordinary. What's the problem we've been solving? We've been studying life closely and looking at what's missing, the presence of which would make a difference in being human, humane, alive, in love, and married. I was wondering why people got divorced or didn't want to have children or even sought liberation from life. I was working as a medical transcriptionist at the time, and in finding answers, I joined several courses. I became a clinical health facilitator and took the Hippocrates Oath seriously. I looked in WHO's global list of diseases and wondered why we still have them with so many health maintenance modalities available around the globe. With 19 plus years of medical transcription, 13 plus of those in quality assurance, I looked at root causes for WHO's global list of diseases. Over time, my conscience improved and I collaborated with people as a solopreneur. I started Meristem Intelligence in the commitment of bringing forth values I found that I, contemporaries, future generations needed to have in having a healthier, wealthier, wiser life. As I walked doing the right things, the path appeared and people joined in as per their capacity. We did an empirical research and over the years found a few common persisting problems. 1. Tired, inflation-afflicted workforce with caretaker syndromes. 2. Adult, plagiarized, ecologically unsustainable solutions that don't last the test of time. 3. It takes a village to grow a baby and a baby to grow a village, and everybody gets tired and seek liberation or a vacation, call in sick, quit, retire, or die. We arrived at many causes for these problems, but each cause seemed to be a solution to another problem. We felt a bit like the six blind men and the elephant. We noticed that the universe and life on Earth seemed to be a for-profit enterprise. At least that's what evolution and several developments indicated. And we always thought the microcosm and macrocosm are on a 50-50 partnership. We just didn't know how big the system is. We looked through the concrete and fluid of things and found the Dashavatara cycles to be far between, and time seemed to be going round and round at about the same place, with people either bored, seeking liberation, or waiting for a savior. On wondering why would that be, we wondered if God went on a vacation, was on autopilot, was missing in action, was working on other projects, or has created a system where solutions were made available on an automated permutation combination probability algorithm with an if this then that and related logic. And we came across the phrase respect the unknown with a genuine curiosity for truth and lack of competition. That required us to heal our own preconceived notions, so we didn't have competition and instead had genuine curiosity for truth. We started with one problem, and when the problem was sufficiently addressed, we got a clue to what may solve the problem, like a test on how we would handle a given opportunity. We found a list of 30 plus and counting. We've been changing the face of medicine. Consider our work to be like Wall-E, who cleaned the fabric of time-space so Earth became more habitable, more ecologically sustainable, and changed the human morphic resonance field so people considered their body in terms of feeling and in terms of humanity across boundaries, and discovered the tree of life in the process of the cleaning. We came up with a concept called Meristem Intelligence. Captain Kirk in the Star Trek series says, "Space, the final frontier. Enterprise's mission is to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life form and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before." We discovered that space itself has been misunderstood, and so we humans haven't regarded our stay on Earth as aliens on an alive planet, with our human body needing to be regarded as a spacesuit that requires a different set of practices to maintain being alive and healthy. Consequently, civilization on Earth requires a healer's perspective and a conglomerate science, also known as conscience, to be healthy, wealthy, wise, and alive for long on Earth. It's because we don't know this that we have WHO's global list of diseases. Our ancients have been attempting to say this through their available means of communication, but we haven't been able to interpret their messages appropriately due to lack of several perspectives. So yes, we went where no man has gone before, and I'm a woman. We discovered the Arecibo message is the first radio message we send to outer space, awaiting to hear from life forms out there. The Arecibo telescope got destroyed by zinc creeping in, and we think that's by intelligent design.
So this is the documented moment of conception. And the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg, and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens.
In this video, we see how there's a burst of zinc when light of life in an embryo gets potent enough to be alive. We think the Arecibo telescope destruction by zinc creeping in is a message by intelligent design from the multiverse that we aren't listening well enough to have what it takes to be alive. We found we still receive messages from clouds and outer space, but we haven't been listening well enough even to each other and not interpreting messages with trust well enough, and so our transcribed messages have interpretation errors. We found that even our sacred textbooks, including the Manusmriti, have interpretation and transcription errors. We found a list of 30 plus causes for why we haven't been able to listen well enough, and we have been addressing the causes as we found them in our own ways with what we have available. When Margaret Mead was asked by a student what she considered the first sign of civilization in a culture, she said it was a femur, a thigh bone, that had been broken and then healed. A broken femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken time to stay with the one who fell, has bound up the wound, and has tended the person through recovery. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts. We found Earth is like a multiverse because we each live in our own universes, and we have humanity across boundaries issues because we don't recognize universe to be the microcosm and multiverse to be the macrocosm. We hence face cosmic, miasmic, rheumatic, and telluric causes for diseases. Moreover, we found we have WHO's global list of diseases because our focus is on healing diseases rather than improving health. We probably don't have a dedicated list of health or signs for health, which is where growth lies. It is like looking at thorns rather than the rose. Improving health takes a paradigm shift in perspectives and a whole new set of skills. The following are some of the challenges and the skills required to improve health. These are also what it takes to enliven life in the multiverse from a person-centric model of the universe. One of the first problems we encountered in facilitating health clinically is a Kubler-Ross change curve. Our on-table therapy work helps people go beyond pain, overwhelm, or any of the shaking that's usually part of trauma healing. People don't even have to move a muscle. The happiness quotient tends to get better because we address the light and the dark selves, which is required for balance. The second problem we encountered is the drama versus winner triad, which is basically victim, perpetrator, rescuer triad, which is a drama triad. And we discovered we require an S dynamic between the winner triad and the drama triad so that we are not getting toppled predominantly to either the drama triad or the winner triad. And that is necessary to help convert the sick economy to healthy economy. The next problem we encountered is the Tower of Babel. People speak all kinds of languages, including HTML, and the original meaning of the words, when searched in a dictionary and when searched in terms of the etymology, gives different meanings and different origins than what people are actually speaking. So we've been sharing this on social media, for example, the one posted on this video. Because of the Tower of Babel, what people mean, the average mean line, has been varying, and so there is a myth of normal. We innovated a corrective marketing method that we call connect.marketing, by which to disseminate these values, to make these values clear, and we call it squirrel seeding, where we share ideas with the intention of helping to unlearn, learn, and relearn principles by which to become healthy. We've also innovated a movementless method of yoga that we call healthy and natural breathing, or Nirbija yoga, and we have been putting up videos on YouTube to help better understand. In the next set of images, I will only speak about the problems we identified and leading up to what we are working on currently, from the learnings and understandings and the finer details from looking through all of these different problems and arriving at solutions. To begin with, we noticed our constructs of reality is like Lego pieces put higgledy-piggledy together. And that's because we have people functioning from the tradition of the sun, and there are people functioning from the tradition of the moon. Consequently, we have equity concerns between how males function and how females function. It's like as though we are two species keeping it together on the planet. And consequently, our human body composition has not been understood as well as they need to be. We also don't know that people develop by upgoing tendencies and downgoing tendencies. So it's like a stairwell where relationships need to be maintained while we are going up as well as coming down. Consequently, we have several models of reality with contradictions between them. We found there are several frameworks for putting the whole construct of reality together, but we don't know how all of these wheels are interconnected. We found there are no contradictions in life. What there is a lack of perspective. When we reinvented the wheels of reality, we found the ShriChakra is a good starting frame of reference by which to restore health, wealth, and wisdom from our disjointed constructs of reality. Then we recognized the dot of the ShriChakra has not been regarded as a root parasite that needs to grow into the sandalwood tree, or the tree of economic health, wealth, and wisdom, or the Sri Lakshmi. Consequently, we haven't seen our human body as the Matsyavatara or Vesika Pisces of sacred geometry. Consequently, beauty is unable to be seen as well as they need to be because our eyes have a lot of morasses. Consequently, when we read our textbooks, our interpretations are suboptimal. We found yoga has been practiced from reading textbooks and the interpretations are suboptimal. Consequently, Tattva Shuddhi has not been understood on the how to be practiced. Consequently, conscience has not been able to be maintained well enough, and so consciousness is rife with hallucinations. We speak about consciousness, but conscience is not spoken as much as it needs to be. We fear Judgment Day consequently. Concepts such as God and space, structures, symbols haven't been able to be interpreted for what they are. English as a language has not been parsed appropriately. Consequently, we haven't seen how English as a language has formed, taken shape by intelligent design. We discovered the theory of intelligent design has not been seen in perspective. Consequently, Earth has not been recognized as a prototype for enlivening life in the multiverse. Consequently, technology has not been recognized as Earth's business entrepreneurial innovation, for which artificial intelligence is an evolutionary development to bring about a fine understanding between Maya and reality, or illusion and reality. And we discovered original humane intelligence, the technology by which we've been working on all of these details, is Earth's latest and advanced civilization technological innovation for enlivening life in the multiverse. Consequently, the science of how to be alive, healthy, wealthy, wise on Earth has not been regarded as a conglomerate science, also known as conscience. Consequently, the physis of life, or the highway of how to live a healthy, wealthy, wise life, or the prime directive for us Earthians have not been able to be put together adequately. Hence, we haven't been able to heal well enough and compose ourselves in such a way such that we can come out of the Chakravyuha, or the vortices or the whirlpools of problems that we often keep coming to. Hence, mythology, the Dashavatara, Dashami cycles, have not been seen as a means to update our body's spacesuit to such a composition that we become like Earth, peace maintaining, life enlivening, humanity across boundaries maintaining composition. And that's also because our idea of democracy and humanity across boundaries does not include with. Of the people, by the people, for the people, with the people is necessary. Also, of life, by life, for life, with life is necessary to maintain health, wealth, wisdom. This deficiency shows up in how we understand and stand in integrity with the oaths we take. Consequently, our businesses may be more focused on money than service, services may be compromised on conscience, our revenue generation may be more focused on money than on the outcomes. We don't have citizen oaths, and money may not be being generated as clean as it needs to be. Consequently, though each of us are a light of love from the family tree we come from, we may not be relating to ourselves as such, and consequently, we may be either shining too bright or too less. And consequently, we may not be functioning as a lighthouse needs to guide and help others live a healthy, wealthy, wise life as a citizen of Earth. Consequently, though there is a lot of inner child work happening, children and ourselves may not be being regarded as a light of love and innocence, and hence abuse continues. Consequently, several reports say birth rates are waning across several countries. Last but not the least, we found Earth had 5 major events when life restarted on Earth, and one amongst them may have been a Mars-sized planet named Theia that collided with Earth and formed 2 complementarily opposite blobs maintaining gravitational balance in Earth's mantle. Theosophy probably originated there, with God seeding one of the 2 species, male or female, probably male, that are maintaining marriage on Earth. Also, God probably still harbors wounds and don't know where parents are, so placed a cherub to guard the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. We basically have been healing God, doctoring the philosophy of life, and upgrading conscience. Suffice it to say, most of these problems are happening because of suboptimally maintained conscience, our relationship with conscience as conglomerate science, and our relationship with our human body as a fine relationship between Prakriti and Purusha, or the universe and the multiverse, microcosm and the macrocosm. And the cause for that is our inability to digest stories and transmute diseases to life and living substance called love, because love heals wounds over time, and improving health requires love to be of a sufficient quality that Earth has been producing since some time, by which Earth has been maintaining life. And this is necessary so we don't have saltine water, which is also a consequence of dukkha or tears. So to have freshwater oceans, healthier metabolism is required, so we don't have lifestyle diseases. And healthier metabolism is important, so we don't go into punishing or torturous modes of going beyond the 7 cardinal sins, and to maintain sufficient humanity across boundaries also it's required. Metabolic insufficiency causes lifestyle diseases, and our ability to discern right from wrong gets impacted, and we tend to have fear of Judgment Day and God-fearing ways of thinking, behavior. We call the disease-ridden, disoriented, disjointed constructs of reality as the sick or abusive economy. The book of Genesis says, "In the beginning there was nothing." And we discovered nothing has been healing the fabric of time-space, and it takes nothing and everything that's been created thus far to continue to enliven life in the multiverse. We are always work in progress. We keep updating our current problem list every few months, every few years, and our current list of problems we are working on is substantiation. Healthiest sperm and ovum, basically. We have so much of enlightenment activities going on. There is inflammation from so much of gaslighting, and birth rates are waning. So we are working on the Y chromosome, why to do what we do, and reducing inflammation so people are able to listen better rather than just hearing from one ear and letting out the other. So that's in the field of health. 2, wealth. De-identification with money, only economy. There are 8 forms of wealth, not just money. 3, intelligence and wisening concerns. With artificial intelligence, there's information overload and suboptimal processing of information. So unoriginal creatives and truth remaining not good enough. So the utopia we are working towards, substance more than energy. There's so much of energy work going on. Matter is not as heavy and substantial as it needs to be, and consequently affecting healthy sperm and ovum. So that's one part. And how we are getting there is by facilitating what we're calling as meristematic diet, which is more body-based, body food and certain food items, which then helps to improve health. Second one is Ashtalakshmi, or the Egyptian Ashtanga Yoga. So that's a fine concept on the 8 forms of wealth. And the third is we call as mighty conscience, or that is ShriChakra with reinvention of the wheel faculties. All of these basically translate to healthier sperm and ovum, humanity across boundaries, and reduction in WHO's global list of diseases. So that's what we are working towards. The product of service is a 5-part course held together by Prakriti. So it has 5 subjects, and the 5 subjects are geared towards improving conscience and becoming a humane being, and thereby improving the fine relationship between Prakriti and Purusha, or the universe as a microcosm and multiverse as macrocosm. The 5 subjects are healthier natural breathing or movementless yoga, Nirbija Yoga, writing my way, which is part of improving our own personal life stories. It's a part of the My Story project. The third one is anatomy and physiology of a humane being. The next one is ShriChakra conscience, which helps to reinvent our own personal wheels of our constitution of reality. And the fifth one is learn to have anti-inflammatory presence using nothing in 6 months. So we're making this available via social media, lives, webinars, services, coachings, classes, products online and offline. We're also developing an online course to be able to supplement this. So as we are developing, we are updating the content there. The birth of service product, it's from a person-centric model of the universe. So it draws from my Believe It or Not life story starting in 1979. So improvement in life story is part of the product. Bachelor's degree in science, postgrad Master of Arts English Literature, got certified as a clinical healthcare documentation specialist. I'm also registered as a biodynamic craniosacral therapy practitioner, registered with the Pacific Association of Craniosacral Therapists and IABT. Starting August 2000, I have 19 plus years in medical transcription, 13 plus of which in quality assurance. So listening skills, error correction, transcription, root cause analysis, HIPAA practices are part of the developmental processes. Empirical and ethnographic research on life starting in 2005. So attended several courses including landmark education, transactional analysis, Bert Hellinger's family constellation work, shamanism, Gurdjieff's fourth way work, including business networking groups and research in family circles, public places. Starting 2013, 10 plus years in biodynamic clinical health facilitation, ancient literature research in Vedas, Hebrew, Christianity, Quran, Guru Granth Sahib, etc. Discovered Krishna's 2-arrow technique to come out of Chakravyuha. I started formulating mighty conscience based on learnings thus far. We seem to be reformulating I Ching. In 2021, started developing Learn to Have Anti-Inflammatory Presence using nothing in 6 months. We discovered that the word anti couldn't be tolerated by the pandemic-afflicted population at the time, so changed to non-inflammatory presence. Our first student signed up. We arrived at meristematic diet. Joined Life Shapers associated with Amway in 2024 for further research and development on diet. In late 2024, discovered ShriChakra emerges from mighty conscience and is related to Ashoka Chakra and solving the hard problem of consciousness. These are some of the pictures from our business networking research and developments. We are gaining traction with people having caretaker syndromes, and that includes students, homemakers, and people with careers. The timing for our product is just right. It caters to healthier sperm and ovum. For one, we have reduced birth rates across countries. 2, economy post-pandemic is just getting ready for better health, where artificial intelligence is assisting with its suite of values. And 3, Andromeda Galaxy is in different stages of merging with Milky Way Galaxy. And so, we need to learn new set of values which we historically didn't have to think about. And we have a whole suite of healthy perspectives. The efforts that have gained us traction thus far are squirrel seeding by our 4 basic Muladhara values, which is breathe, heal, love, live. About 70 measures of our efforts are from this process. 2, goal improvement per market health. About 60 measures of our efforts are from this process. Third, in-house product development. About 50 measures of our efforts are from this process. Next, scalability by ShriChakra conscience. About 40 measures of our efforts are from this process. We have been working on a basics wheel. We call it as an absolute wheel. No buy, reduce, reuse, recycle, no waste, absolute. So our health improvement process makes use of what a body already makes available with least use of things, and then we help people improve health. So that has also been of value, and we always keep practicing, so our efforts compound over time. So that's also been working for us. Squirrel seeding is like acts of random kindness via WhatsApp and other social media. We've been developing a story around me, or the person, the experiencer within our different identities. So there is a better relationship with oneself as a human being. Because our values are healthy, there have been an easy buy-in, and over time there has been an appreciation of what we've been making available. Now, our brand values speak differently to international and national audience due to cultural and ethnographic differences. Our traction has been in terms of 4 values: techno, socio, health, edupreneurship. Our educative, corrective, connect dot marketing has been towards yogication, or a better understanding of the condition of being human and humanity across boundaries. It helps health-wise in healing inflammation. Societally, it helps reduce drama versus winner triad dynamics. In technology-wise, helps reduce AI hallucinations. We could take any of the 4 values: techno, socio, health, or entrepreneurship, and each of them have their own sizable market from a meristem intelligence perspective in improving health in our economies. Take yogication, for example. It's a coined term to mean education for humanity across boundaries. We have 300 plus million yoga practitioners around the globe, 100,000 of them in India alone, and the serviceable obtainable market evergreen, because health improvement doesn't go out of fashion. And we still have wealth and education factors to consider in improving health. Through the history of meristem intelligence, we have found that the longer you stay invested, better are the returns, with benefits compounding over time. Early birds, hence, have the mighty advantage. We have 8 forms of wealth that investors can make, and it's in participation, acclimatization, and rapport that there are compounded dividends. The beggar and billionaire both get same treatment. Opportunities for investors' gain are many. We are on a 50-50 relationship with the macrocosm. Prices are already at a 50% discount, hence. Investors gain 50% effort from the macrocosm for success. My name is Bita Sadanandan, and I'm like the river of life flowing at the bottom of it all, gurgling the sounds for a better life. These are some of our social media handles. Contact us at these details to begin your mighty journey.